Welcome, everyone. I'm Quinn. I'm a coach here at Major League Hacking. I'm joined by Cecilia, and we're going to be going through the closing ceremony very, very soon. I hope you've had a good week. Cecilia, how has your week been?
It has been busy, but very exciting. I've been juggling Global Hack Week and a hackathon here at MLH.
Wow, that's super cool. I unfortunately was too busy to take part in the hackathon at MLH, but I heard very good things. I saw some of the projects that were very cool. We'd love to hear about some of your projects in the chat. I can see we've got a comment from Quackers and Cheese. The AI speedrun was a lot of fun. Seeing the coaches interact was great. I'm super glad to hear that. I had a lot of fun emceeing. It was a good time. It was a good time. Got some more comments in here. Building a RAG system from scratch series. Learning about RAG was really fun. That's awesome. I think RAG is like a super cool and useful tool. Very important when you're working with LLMs. What's next? I didn't attend many of the sessions, but the LLM benchmark session was fun. I think that was with Jocelyn as well. I feel like a couple of Jocelyn streams have just been flagged as really awesome by the hackers here. I watched it entirely, learn new things. After exams, you're going to try and contribute on that or make something like that. That's so cool. I'm really glad to hear that. And that's what Global Hack Week is about, learning new things and getting excited. So we're super excited to see that. Well, shall we get into things, Cecilia?
I think so, because we've got quite a bit of content. We want to send you off in a good and happy way as you get into the holidays. So as for who we are, my name is Cecilia. I'm also a coach here at Major League Hacking. I actually won one of the hackathon categories that I was participating in. We were trying to make an internal Slack bot that would help our other coaches out with some information that would be easy to retrieve. So kind of actually using the RAG, we actually did contact Quinn being like, so we don't know anything about RAG, what do we do? So thank you very much, Quinn, for your help on that. You helped like just tons. It was great.
That's so cool. And of course, I'm Quinn. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking as well. I've been to hackathons in 8 different countries. That's my fun little fact. I'm always trying to get that number up. So if you've got a hackathon in your country and you're like, oh, we need an MLH coach to be here, like, let me know. I'll pop on over. I'll be there. I'll be there so fast. All right.
All right, so as you've heard throughout the week, you may not have watched our opening stream, or you might be like, well, what really is Major League Hacking? And we run the Global Hacker community. So all the people you've been meeting this week met at past Global Hack Weeks, met at MLH hackathons. Our mission is to empower hackers just like you, because there are over 1 million of hackers just like you around the world. We are so happy to be part of your lives and also to see the wonderful things that you get to create. So as for what we're doing here, though, we are sadly here to wrap up AI ML week and talk a little bit about what's to come. So let's take a look back at day 1. Quinn, if you want to take us away.
Yeah, of course. So we started out Global Hack Week with looking at context-aware AI agents with Auth0. And we were joined by Fred, who's a senior developer advocate at Auth0, talking us through everything. This is a really great opportunity, having these partners where we can ask questions directly and learn from the pros. This was everything from connecting user authentication and controlled API access up with Auth0 for MCP clients. If all of those words sound scary, definitely check this stream out. It's recorded. It's on the YouTube. Just go and look it up. It's a great time. Then we looked at Solace's agent mesh. This is an open source framework for building event-driven multi-agent AI systems. So if you've got complex problems and you're like, I need something to fix this for me, but it's too much for one LLM, try multiple and use Solace's agent mesh to make it work super well. Then we learned about Figma Dev Mode. If you're not familiar with Figma Dev Mode, it's a tool that allows you to take beautiful designs and turn them into code. You can do this for free. You can get pro access as a student, and you can do that at mlh.link/Figma. Highly recommend checking that out. Then we started working on our first ML model. That's what the week has all been about, and it was really great to have Kari talking us through that. So go and watch that if you're still a little confused on what an ML model is, and you'll learn from the best. Then I think this was a stream that someone's already said was one of their favorites. Jocelyn talked us through how to benchmark LLMs. This is actually a personal favorite topic of mine. I do a lot of this in my studies and research. So this is very cool. I'm excited to see other coaches looking at this too. Then we started working on an AI-powered personal finance tracker. This was with UT, building a really cool dashboard. You can see it here. Very inspiring stuff. This was a 6-part series. And really, UT builds so many amazing and super complicated projects, but teaches them in such a simple way. So go and learn from that. Then we worked on our profile README using agent mode on GitHub Copilot. You can actually get free GitHub Copilot Pro as a student, and the link for that is just mlh.link/GitHub. That's mlh.link/GitHub. GitHub Copilot allows you to build even quicker. It's like the fifth member of your hackathon team. So next time you go to a hackathon, definitely try this out as well and build your projects even quicker. What happened on day 2, Cecilia?
Not too much. So I'll also talk about day 3. We wanted to make sure you had a chance to build. So if you didn't get a chance to check the Figma dev mode, on day 1, we had another opportunity with Jocelyn. And once again, you get a different flavor of the same workshop by us hosting multiple instances of it. Make sure that maybe if you had further questions and you watched the recording, you can ask them live. But again, it was a very, very short day 2. We hope that you had a chance to build some projects. And I know looking ahead at the slides, we've got some amazing things you've all put together. So as for day 3, you started working on a recommendation system. And that was also with Jocelyn. Jocelyn was very adept at like just a breadth of skill sets. I'm always impressed about the things she comes up with for Global Hack Week. And explaining RAGs, very popular topic. I should probably go watch that workshop, having picked your brain already. Then you got introduced to Model Context Protocol, MCP. That was with Ritvi. And honestly, I'm loving that all of our coaches have come up with some great graphics to ensure that you have different ways to understand things. I really love how diverse we are in terms of explaining things. Then we built our own AI agent workflow. That was also with Ritvi. I have to be honest, I don't know anything about this, and maybe I should go check out the stream. So as a reminder, if you missed out on these streams and you're like, oh, I would love to go back and watch that, go ahead to YouTube, go find Major League Hacking, and go to our streams, and you'll be able to see all of our live streams, not just from this Global Hack Week, but from previous Global Hack Weeks. Why don't you tell us about day 4, Quinn?
Sure. So Fred joined us again, and this was to help us build our own AI assistant using Auth0. We got straight into it with TypeScript and also Vercel, and we learned how to integrate a ton of different tools like Gmail or your calendar. I feel like this is super useful. Having your own assistant must be amazing. I'm constantly like, forgetting things. So maybe I need to build my own assistant as well. Then we built our own neural network. We went right back to the fundamentals, a really great educational stream with Bully, building a neural network from scratch, everything from forward passes to weight updates, really learning how deep learning works behind the scenes, under the hood. Then we worked with MongoDB's vector database. If you're not familiar, vector search is becoming a really core skill for anyone who wants to build with LLMs or really any modern AI applications. Alberto took us through this from the start, everything from search to RAG systems. And then we had day 5. Cecilia, do you want to tell us about that?
Absolutely. We went to a panel discussion with MLH Fellowship alumni, and I know we always get questions about the fellowship. So if you have more questions, want to hear about their experiences, check out the stream with Amanda, where we talked with people who did actually participate in the MLH Fellowship. It's always great to see all of our community members seeing what we all can do in different pathways. Then you started building a IoT helper bot. That was with Bully. I actually do know about this, and so I'm actually very happy to see that you were using MQTT, which is a great way for you to send messages based on a publish and subscribe methodology for when you're listening for messages or polling for them, depending on the process you're using, and making sure that they go to the correct subscriber. Then you got good with Git with me. We learned command line interface, and I purposely skipped Visual Studio Code because I thought I want to make sure that you are confident and able to do things behind the scenes, that you also understand what's going on behind the scenes. Was always, though, with great power comes great responsibility, because you can rewrite time with Git. And day 6, because that was quite short, excuse me, my headphones are falling out, you completed the AI Finance Tracker project. I'm going to have to go clone that because my finances are a train wreck. I'm sure UT had a great time making sure that you all were good to go, had a great finance tracker. Honestly, looks excellent, simplistic. I love a good minimal design. Then you deep dive into computer vision with a guest streamer, Armando. I also know about this, hooray! And so it's really nice to see that you all were talking about CNNs, or convolutional neural networks, which is, if you are familiar with computer vision, a way that we process images. Then you went to an AI speedrun with the MLH coaches. And I sadly had to drop out of this one, but hearing about all the things that you all did, it sounds like you had a great time, and some hackers were even joining in on the fun, trying to hack alongside you all as you picked which was the better AI to use in developing your projects. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it wasn't a conclusive process. There were some very scuffed cars being produced. Definitely go and check this stream out. It's an entertaining one. Put it on in the background while you're working on your personal projects, maybe. But it was good fun.
It sounds
Can't
chaotic.
recommend.
As any grouping of coaches is generally like the reason we're not allowed. We are allowed, but we normally don't have more than one coach on stream because otherwise we just get up into hijinks. We meme a lot. Then you explored. I think it works. I think it's best to have fun though. Like hacking, if it's not fun, why are you doing it?
That's so true.
Finally, I think we explored open source LLMs with Ritby. This was just recently, and so we did our best to get as close and accurate screenshot as we could. And I believe that now it's our turn to talk about you and the challenges that you worked on. If you want to go ahead and jump into it, Quinn.
Yeah, 100%. So we got certificates. These are for using GitHub. They have a whole bunch of different ones, and this was actually one of the featured challenges that you could do, which got you swag. So I hope you're excited for your swag. We'll talk more about that in a bit. This one, really well done for using GitHub Copilot integrations. Getting all of these little GitHub quests is so cool and satisfying, I think. I love getting a certificate. Then we looked at Auth0, building our first Auth0 login flow. And from there, you can go on to do really crazy things like building your own AI assistants with Auth0 2. Definitely have a look at that challenge, see if it's something that you want to try as well if you haven't had the chance yet. Then we built our first Figma component. Maybe some of you even turned it into code yourselves. As a reminder, get the Figma student pack, the education account, I think it's called. It's mlh.link/Figma. And then we took the Solace AI IQ quiz. This is like super impressive, by the way. Scored 15 out of 15. I'm like too scared to do this. I don't know what I would get, but some of you out there are super correct. Well done, everyone. And then, of course, we worked with Presage on building a really cool sensing software. Very exciting. Now, I hope you really enjoyed all of those challenges and all of those streams as well. We always are looking for top tips and suggestions on how you want Global Hack Weeks to be changed for the better. So if you want to give us some feedback, you can do that at mlh.link/GHW feedback. We really want to learn what you loved and new things that you would like to see as well. Now, swag. I touched on it earlier, and I'll now finish off because I know you're all super excited to hear about how you can get your swag. So as a reminder, the basic swag you can get by registering and checking in for the Global Hack Week at mlh.link/GHW. And then you've got to submit your address so we know where to send the swag to. You can do that at mlh.link/address. And then you complete those featured challenges. So we talked about some of them just now. If you head on over to the Global Hack Week page, you can see all of them. They're highlighted at the top. And you still have time to do these. So if you want to complete those feature challenges, we're keeping it open just for you because of popular demand. We're extending this deadline till 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So I think you've got 20 hours-ish. So if you really want that basic swag, I know there are some really cool stickers out there. Definitely go take a look at those feature challenges and learn some new things while you're at it. Now, if you would like to share some feedback on Figma, maybe you've tried it out with one of those feature challenges, maybe you went to a workshop, we'd love to get the feedback from you. The team at Figma are constantly looking to improve their products, and so we'd love your help doing that. If you take just a couple of minutes to fill out the survey, you can see the link, the QR code up on the screen. We've actually got a couple of prizes for this, so definitely put yourself forward for that. I'm going to pop the link for this in the chat as well if you want to copy it. There we go. But yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Figma. Right, what's coming up next, Cecilia?
Wonderful things. We're going to be kicking off 2026 with Beginners Week. Doesn't matter if you are expert or actually a beginner because it is for everyone. There's a very likely chance there might be something that you've not learned before and you wanted the opportunity. So join us for Beginners Week, January 9th to the 15th in the brand new year. Hopefully you'll be refreshed from the holidays and interested in learning something brand new. In February, we are exploring data and databases, my personal favorite. That'll be from February 13th to 19th, building on those beginner skills to incorporate data in your projects. And in March, we'll be preparing to ship things globally by coming back to Cloud Week, March 7th through 13th. And if you'd like to sign up for any of our upcoming Global Hack Weeks, go ahead to ghw.mlh.io, get ahead on making sure you've got all the points and signups that you need, hopefully block out some scheduled time to spend some time with us. And as always, win swag by registering for Beginners Week today. So not only do you have an opportunity to check in for other events and finishing up your challenges to get your swag, you also have a chance to win some bonus swag by registering today. And as always, winners will be announced on Discord, so keep an eye out for announcements there. If you'd like more hackathons coming into the new year, we've got a busy schedule at mlh.io/events where you can find events near you or coming to you online. And now it's time for our thank yous.
Excellent. I'll take us away. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Alberto, who walked us through the MongoDB vector database stream. Jocelyn did so many streams. Huge shout out to Jocelyn. That was the Figma workshop, building RAG from scratch, recommender systems track, and also I think the benchmarking LLMs track, which was very popular as well. Thank you to Ryan Lalu, who joined myself and a couple of the others for the AI speedrun with the MLH coaches. Thank you to Bully for building a neural network and an IoT helper. Thank you to Wei for introducing us to Google Anti-Gravity and then really committing to the bit with building with Anti-Gravity at the AI speedrun. It was really cool to see Wei kind of straight vibe coding and building so fast. There was some really I think cursed and also beautiful creations that came out of that. And then also Wei did the intro to the agent mode in GitHub Copilot stream and also a hands-on with Google ADK as well. Vashini joined us for the AI speedrun with the coaches too. Shout out to Vashini, building with AI Studio. It's been my pleasure to be here as well. It was super fun emceeing for the AI speedrun, and I'm looking forward to more things like that in the future. Curry, of course, did the first ML model track, and I think a couple of other bits and pieces too, which I spotted in there. So go back and check those out on the YouTube. Ritvi introduced us to MCPs, building our own agent workflow, and also using open source LLMs for the first time, perhaps, for some of you, and also some really cool mini events. So thanks for bringing the fun, Ritvi. A huge thank you to Cecilia as well for doing not only the opening ceremony, not only the closing ceremony, some today in Global Hack Weeks in between, and also Figma workshops too. And Amanda, thank you for joining us as the head of fellowships, moderating that panel with the super awesome production engineer fellowship alumni. That was really insightful. All right, and then to round off the coaches, we had Yuti, who built an AI-powered personal finance tracker track. That's a lot of tracks in there. This was actually, I think Yuti did 6 streams this Global Hack Week, and actually his 5th one was his 100th stream. So Yuti hit 101 streams this Global Hack Week. So I'm amazed by that number every time I say it, but well done, and thank you to UT for that. And we were also delighted to be joined by Armando as a guest streamer, teaching us how AI sees with an introduction to computer vision, CNNs, YOLO, all of these cool models. Cecilia, do you want to take us away with the rest of the team?
Absolutely. First up, we have Rosendo, who you've seen periodically at various Global Hack Weeks, sometimes moderating some streams with our partners. And we have Alex. Both of these people are on our customer success team and are the reason we have amazing partners at each Global Hack Week. Sometimes we have some returning guests of partners, and sometimes we have brand new ones. And it's all thanks to their efforts. Not only that, they're also working with partners to make sure that they're giving us accessible content. So that way you can learn the best way that you can and passing along feedback that you have for each partner. Next, we have Mary and Siddharth, who are our first-party events coordinators and leads, and our HCMs at times. To both of them, thank you so much for making Global Hack Weeks the amazing place that they are, not only for coaches and us to share our skills, but also the amazing community that we get to connect with each and every month. And we also have our brand new partners to thank. So both of them joined us for the first time. We had Presage, who's pioneering the human sensing layer, enabling any application to understand any person's real-time physical and emotional state. With Presage, you can leverage clinically proven vital signs, movement, emotion, and/or focus tracking to build a project that gives the standard camera superpowers. And as far as Solus, Think of them as the essential real-time foundation that feeds your machine learning models the live data that it needs, allowing you to instantly stream information for training or complex decision making. And finally, our returning partners. For GitHub, you know and love the Student Developer Pack. We always love advertising it because there are so many wonderful partners within that education pack. But if you also are interested in design, looking to get started, or wanting some help, especially with some new features that Figma has, try out the education account and make sure that you look into Figma Make and Figma NCP, which they recently announced, and it's very cool, and I will be installing that soon. And of course, Auth0, who joined us multiple times in the last Global Hack Week in presenting it in I think it was like Assistant Zero or something, very cool, but also providing and securing MCP servers and clients for us this week. And I think that is it. So we will see you next time. Thank you very much for joining us. It is always a pleasure. Happy holidays. I think that's just about everything. Anything else, Glenn?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, have a great holiday, everyone. Thank you for coming to Global Hack Week, and we look forward to seeing you in 2026 for Beginners Week. So register for that, get excited, and happy hacking, everyone. Thank you very much.